Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalren, and in today's video I'll be giving you guys a guide with comprehensive tips and hints on how to play double DPS in Warlords of Draenor arenas. Currently, Warlords of Draenor is and most likely going to be dominated by healer DPS comps, but even with that in mind, I have played a fair amount of games as Combat Resto and Combat H Pally, and those games were just a little too mind-numbing for me. I like games, especially my arena games, shorter, but if they are prolonged, I'd like them to be epic, rather than a bore and where we just hitting each other and building combo points and health pools go up and down, up until we hit a point in dampening where we can finally score a kill. So you decided to play double DPS. What comp should you run? I wouldn't recommend double stacking. The only one I've seen that can work double stacking is double frost DK, but I think that's been nerfed as of late, some patch updates ago. So I wouldn't recommend double stacking because you're preventing yourself from ability to have more ability combinations than you would if you were to double stack. Because double stacking does give you, let's say, some advantage. It's like two rogues killing spree. What could be scarier than that? But then both of you have stuns, both of you have a blind and a sap, and those abilities are gonna really DR with one another, especially when you're trying to set up with another target. So rogues start up with their setups of stuns, cheap shots and whatnot, and if both of you are cheap shotting, you're kind of just killing your own momentum before it starts, unless you have amazing synergy. So try not to double stack, pick a comp that has a different playstyle to yours, and this way you'll have more chances of synergy than you would trying to figure out which one is going to stun, who's going to, trying to mash two playstyles together that are too similar to one another. So let's take a look at the comp that me and Tyrga play, Combat Rogue Boomkin. Our comp has a really strong opener, as I'm able to get a double stun on a primary target. We're able to sap the other target, which we can follow up with cyclones and then root solar beam, maybe even a gouge, or maybe even into a stun. So we have a really strong opener, followed by really good sustained damage. Because Tyrga's Star Surges are instacast, he's able to use them whenever I have burst up, whether they be burst in the opener or burst after I attain deep insight. So our burst is very flexible. We also have off healing, so we're able to sustain ourselves throughout the defensive portion of the fight. We have strong defensives on my end for me to reduce the damage that I take, and for the most part we have strong CC coming out of both of us, whether they be through stuns, silences, saps, blinds, which do DR with cyclones, gouges, as well as roots and solar beam. Both of us also have great mobility, which help when it comes to peeling for one another. On top of it, it's a really solid comp. Again, it's not the greatest 2v2 comp, as there are some that are much better designed in order to work together with synergy. But me and Tyrga have played together so long, I feel 100% more comfortable playing Combat Boomy than Combat Frostmage, which is supposed to be knocking our comp out of the water. I have yet to see that happen though. So when playing double DPS, first thing before you choose a comp, you have to have a synergy with the person you're playing. If you don't have synergy, then you can't make the strategies for certain comps work in the first place. And it's not like these comps can easily work well together. They definitely take practice, they definitely take coordination. If you do want an easier comp, then again, double DPS is definitely not going to be a comp for you. And if you really want an easy face roll comp, healer DPS are pretty out there, where you can pretty much play any playstyle you want and just have this minor synergy with the other person, and you should be just fine as long as you're able to line up your damage as a DPS, or as long as you're able to support your DPS as a healer. Outside of that, double DPS is something I enjoy. I feel like it puts a little bit more value into the arenas, and definitely is much more difficult to play than a healer DPS, and this is why I enjoy it. I like a challenge, I love a challenge, and I definitely recommend for more people to be playing double DPS comps. I am hoping that eventually maybe World of Warcraft would turn, in arenas at least, in twos, into more a balanced of a game where a DPS healer and a double DPS are pretty much evenly matched, or maybe to the point where a double DPS is a better option than a healer DPS, but it's unlikely that we're going to see that. Although granted, I would love to see something like that change happen, maybe like for just one patch, just for one season, something drastically, creative by Blizzard, just to change the metagame up a bit, and maybe make 2v2s a little bit more about skill rather than running DPS healer and lining up your CC and cooldown stacking on top of it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you enjoyed the matches that were in the background. If you want me to talk about any of those matches, feel free to leave a comment, and I might make a video breaking down the matches, showing you guys exactly what me and Tyrga were doing as a double DPS without any Skype communication whatsoever. Kind of what was going through my head and what was I trying to accomplish during whatever situations of arenas. Hope you guys have a good one. My name is Dalrin, and I'll see you guys in the next video.